Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a pretty tasty recipe for you. This is one you're not going to want to miss and you will be surprised at how good it is. This is our version of a keto-friendly almond flour carrot cake. So stay tuned, we've got some good things ahead. Okay, so we're going to get things mixed up. What I have in my bowl already is a cup and a half of almond flour, and I have a fourth of a cup of brown sugar. I like using this Swerve brand of brown sugar. Now we're going to add in a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda, and I've already covered it up, but we have a teaspoon and a quarter of cinnamon. Let me just add just a little bit more in there because I think I left out the quarter. We also have a half a cup of sugar substitute, which we're also using Swerve. And then we want a teaspoon and a half of baking powder. So let me just get the right measuring spoon here. So there's a teaspoon and a half. All right, and then we want a half a teaspoon of salt. Salt in sweet recipes actually accentuates the sweet, so it's always a good thing. Now I'm gonna use my whisk just to combine those and kind of break up that brown sugar Swerve just a little bit. And you can use a regular sifter and sift all this together. I'm just lazy and like to use my whisk. And if you've been with me long enough, you know. Now, this step is totally optional, but we like nutmeg, and I'm gonna add just about a quarter of a teaspoon of fresh grated nutmeg right over the top. And if you don't think you like nutmeg, then I challenge you to try it. Just small amounts like this are just very subtle and actually improve the flavor. It almost adds like a citrusy element to dishes. It has a bright flavor and you would be surprised about that, I know. All right, so we've got all of our dry ingredients. Now we're gonna add in our eggs. We have 4 eggs that are also room temperature. That's also very important. So I'm going to just slowly beat my eggs one at a time and get those added in. And we're gonna be adding some melted butter. So what I would tell you is I like to let my melted butter kind of cool a little bit. And by also adding the eggs in first, you kind of temper them with the flour so that you don't end up cooking your eggs in your batter. So that was 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 4 eggs. I'm just going to bump my speed up just to get those worked in. And now I have a cup of grated carrots, and we're just going to mix those in by hand with our our spatula. You could use your whisk though if you wanted to. Just kind of fold those in. Now this next step is also optional, and Big D is not going to be happy about this, but we're going to do this to the fullest. We're going to put in about a half a cup of chopped pecans. We like using Priester's pecans. They are family owned and are local to us. And pecans go great with carrots in carrot cake. Now I have a bundt pan. And I really like using this Baker's Joy spray. I'm gonna take it over to the sink and spray my pan really well. Now you see I've really coated that very, very well. Now we're gonna take our cake and I'm just gonna pour it in. Get all that goodness out of that bowl. And then kind of distribute it around in an even layer in our pan. All right, so now this will go in a 350-degree oven anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. I know that's a big, big switch, but this is a good dense cake and it does take time to rise. So what I would suggest you do is, you know your oven better than I do. And when we get done, we'll tell you the total cook time, but I'm thinking this is gonna be somewhere around 45 minutes. But I will check it at 30 and see if the internal temperature comes to 205. That's really the best way to make cakes, no matter what the recommended cook time is, for you to cook it and then check it in 20 to 30 minute increments and see what the internal temperature is. And then when it reaches 205, you're golden for a nice moist cake. So we're gonna pop this in the oven and we'll be back to show you how we ice it. So stay with us. Okay, we're back. We finished a 45-minute cook time, and I just want you to just look. We'll get a close-up look at this beautiful cake here in just a minute. But this is a small cake. You could also do this in a loaf pan. I meant to mention that before. But I like doing it in the bundt pan because even though it's small, it's still really pretty like this, and you can add all kinds of really pretty interest to it. So that's what we're about to do. We're now gonna mix up our glaze. So to my mixing bowl, I have 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. And I'm gonna add in about a half a teaspoon of good vanilla, and I'm using some from my friends, the Crafty Coals. And then about 4 tablespoons of half and half, give or take. We're just gonna blend that up on low speed to begin with. And get that cream cheese just nice and smoothed out a bit. Now we're gonna add in about a cup of Swerve confectioner's sugar. And I'm gonna do it about a half a cup at a time, just until it reaches my desired consistency. So this is kind of like an icing, but we want it somewhere in between an icing and a glaze. So we're gonna add about a cup. So we may need to add just a little more half and half. Anytime you're making frosting or a glaze, you wanna be flexible. All right, now let's add in that other half a cup. Get that mixed in. And I'm just gonna add in just a splash more of half and half. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now I'm just gonna taste it. And that's fantastic. Now we've got some confectioner's sugar over on the side that I'm just gonna clean off and get over. Now here is our beautiful cake. It's gorgeous. It's small, yes, you could do this in a loaf pan, but I love it like this. It's so pretty. So now we just wanna take that glaze and just pour it out. And our cake is not hot, it's still warm. And we're just gonna put that over the top, almost like icing. And you could make this a little thinner if you wanted to, so that it kind of drips, but this just makes it for me. So you get like the whole carrot cake experience, but almost dissected. Plus, I'm not a cake decorator, so doing things like this make me feel a little accomplished. And if you wanted to, you could fill up that center. Now, I've done an extra little special step. I have taken some shredded carrots, some of that swerve brown sugar, and some pecan pieces, and roasted them with that brown sugar in the oven alongside my cake. Just for decoration. Y'all know I love doing this. I love like showing people with garnish what they're getting. And I just do more nuts just for Big D. All right, so isn't that pretty? I mean, it just ended up being so pretty. Now I'm gonna carefully cut a small piece because it's still kind of warm, so I really shouldn't be doing that yet, but I can't wait. So we're just gonna take out that piece and show you that pretty inside. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just very pretty, and it smells delicious. So now let's give it a taste. It's hot still. Warm, moist. It's carrot cake in every sense of the word. You can't taste any difference in the almond flour versus regular white flour. It's a beautiful presentation, and y'all, it's better for you. So if you have to have something sweet, making sensible substitutions like this is the way to go. We hope that you enjoy our keto-friendly carrot cake made with almond flour as much as we're going to, and we hope that you make it this wonderful time of year, which it's perfect for, and really for any holiday. And we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do. This recipe, like all of our others, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com with a free printable recipe card just for you. We'd love for you to be sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a real good time, and we want you wherever we are. You never know when we're going to pop in live and do something silly. So make sure you're following us on all those social channels. And if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and when you find us, hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Okay, I got to prove some folks wrong in my house, so I'm not going to stick around. Got to let them taste this delicious cake. From all of us here at The Buttered Home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.